Hello everyone and welcome to another video. I'm Michael and this time I am playing EARTHBOUND Immortal Synchro Toolbox, the deck. It's another one of these decks that is entirely enabled by a completely ridiculous skill sold by the Netherworld, which has a lot of text on it. But what you need to remember is that you reveal level 5 monster and you return one card from your hand to your deck, and then you had one EARTHBOUND Geolith from outside of your deck, and any level 5 monster of your choosing. So it's basically a switcheroo plus, you know, we've gotten switcheroo-like skills for a while. But then, you also add 4 tuners from outside of your deck to your deck, the 4 tuners in question being 2 level 3 Fire Ant Ascators and level 1 Supeis. And then you send 2 Synchro Monsters from outside of your deck to your graveyard, these Synchro Monsters being Sun Dragon Inti and Moon Dragon Quilla, each one of which can revive the other. And they can be special summoned because the skill says they can. On top of that, the skill has another effect that says you can just give an EARTHBOUND Immortal monster you control a bunch of attack, 3000 attack, for no reason? I mean, not for no reason. It's very clear what they want you to do with the skill. It's a skill that attempts to tie this entire mess of an archetype together. And I'm usually against skills that do a little bit too much, but have you read EARTHBOUND Greater Linewalker? Whoever designed this card did so as a practical joke, right? There is no way someone created this card and thought, this is going to be playable. If you control a Synchro Monster and have a Synchro Monster in your graveyard, what? How? For comparison's sake, this card came out in the TCG in 2019. The same year as Salamangreat Gazelle, the Guard Dragon Lake monsters, and Endymion, that has a lot of text, that is every Yugi Boomer's least favorite card. It's a mess. It is a mess, but it's a mess that's made slightly more playable in Duel Links due to this skill, very specifically, and I think the lowered card pool helps as well. So, this deck was sort of copied from Playmaker's list, which itself inspired Quantum Cube's list that he went on and cogged with, and I think entered the latest Meta Weekly with. I know he entered with EARTHBOUND Immortals. I'm just not sure if it's the exact same list or not. And the idea is very simple. Thunder Dragon does double duty as a +1 and discard fodder, and also work with the skill. Ascator Dawnwalker only have 1 copy of, but it's decent because you'd rather go into the Synchro 6 pool than the Synchro 8 pool if you're going first, and both are made searchable with the skill. Supei Dustwalker allows you to go turn 1 into Starter Charge Warrior for an additional draw, and Coral Dragon, which can pop stuff, and Bryonak, which can return stuff to the end, and Tachyon, which is basically an instant win against Enchained. And then we have EARTHBOUND Immortal, Wirakocha Raska, which just gets to 3100 attack with the skill, alongside EARTHBOUND Greater Linewalker effect of reducing your opponent's life point to 3000, allowing for a very simple OTK that can play through some entraves because of Raska's effect to hand loop your opponent, which I guess comes up sometimes. This is of course all made possible thanks to the 3 Geolith that you get through the skill, which allows you to treat Synchro Monsters as 2 tributes for the tribute summon of an EARTHBOUND Immortal, and search an EARTHBOUND Immortal back row, and pretty much the only good one is Ultimate EARTHBOUND Immortal, which is a continuous trap that can pop a face-up monster on the field. The sad reality of this dogshit archetype is that cards like Offering to the Immortals, or the Counter Trap Passion of Baymass, or EARTHBOUND Wave are not, in fact, EARTHBOUND Immortal cards, as in they do not have EARTHBOUND Immortal in the name, so you can search them. Wowee! A Harpy's Feather Duster, wouldn't that be neat if you could just add it to your hand? But you can't. And that's pretty much it from the deck, right? It's a big OTK anime deck that is sort of competent, all things considered, and gets a bit repetitive, but isn't the least fun deck to play out there, or the most powerful and absurd feeling. So I think it strikes a decent balance between being completely ridiculous and being super weak and not doing anything. Without further ado, I will now proceed to show you replays of this deck, going first, second, and a secret third option. that does not actually exist. This here replay is going to be a matching of the gods, Ra versus Earthbound Immortal Big Bird. I forgot what it was called. Raska. Earthbound Immortal Big Bird Raska. So I think my opponent gets to go first in this one, and I've opened pretty much every single, they're not garnets per se, but every single card that you get to search, meaning the Earthbound Immortal and the Earthbound Immortal back rows. That's not too bad, you know, I can just shuffle them into the deck with the skill. I already have the Greater Line Walker that I can reveal, and no ways to synchro just yet, but there's a chance that I could just get one with this skill. It's not too bad. So I'm going to reveal the Greater Immortal, get a Geolith and Supe Duskwater to my hand. I'm going to special the Supe Duskwater in order to special Supe from the deck. Activate the field spell before synchro summoning, which is very important, or else you don't get the search from it, which is a mistake that I do not recommend that you make, because could be useful. I am going to draw one with the Starter Charge Warrior at CL1 and Geolith at CL2 in order to get the back row so that I don't draw it. I drew Fire and Ascator, which is really funny. I'm going to be able to special summon the Greater Line Walker, set 2, and then tribute summon Earthbound Immortal Big Bird. I don't think many of you have ever seen this animation in the game before, so let's just, we're going to see it a couple more times throughout the video, but let's just take a quick look at it, I guess. So I summon a Big Bird, and then I'm going to activate its effect, returning a couple of cards to my hand, and activated the Greater Line Walker effect to reduce my opponent's life by, well, to 3,000, and then boosting my Big Bird for lethal damage. That's basically what the deck does. Wowee, wasn't that fun? I got to discard Monster Reborn too. That's the deck. In this here replay, I get to play against everyone's favorite deck from 2024, Tachyon Dragon. This deck was tier 0 just a couple of months ago. Remember that? Remember how fun a format that was? Anyway, they're gonna go first. We're both gonna activate our super balance skill. Into the Void does a lot of work as a way to like get some playable cards in your deck before you activate your skill, which is where you get more unplayable cards into your deck, like the Fire and Ascator that I drew last game. They're just gonna play 2 Parsecs, rank up into Galaxy Ice Tachyon Dragon, and wowee, you know, that's what the deck does. But opening with Parsec, it doesn't seem like the greatest play out there, right? I'm seeing this, I'm thinking, something weird about that. My opponent doesn't seem to be doing very much. They're going to get the Transmigration, but they have to set it to their field, which is really good, because it means that I can just get rid of it with a Cosmic Cyclone, which is what I immediately do in draw. I am going to activate Into the Void, draw into a Thunder Dragon that I'm going to discard in order to get 2 more Thunder Dragons added to my hand. I am going to return one of them to the deck in order to get a Geolith and a Ascator Dawn Walker this time around. Thunder Dragon is going to get me another Thunder Dragon that I'm going to use as card fodder. I don't want to draw into another copy of Thunder Dragon later on. Ascator pitching Thunder Dragon in order to special itself and the little ant, and then I get to go into a Synchro 8 of my choosing. At this stage, I'm not sure which one I'd rather go into, so I'm just going to Sun Dragon Indy, which I guess I was thinking maybe I crash into the Tachyon Dragon, but that doesn't seem like the greatest idea out there, because it doesn't activate the Inti effect to burn, so that's not actually lethal, and then I realized that, so I set a couple of cards. I get to search my Earthbound Immortal, and then I once again tribute summon Earthbound Immortal Wira Kocha Raska, which is how I think you're supposed to pronounce it. I'm not sure. If I have any fans from South America, please let me know what this card's name is pronounced. I know that the Earthbound Immortals are based on the, what are they called? The Geoliths that I think are in Latin America. I might be wrong on that. Please feel free to correct me. Anyway, I have chosen to return 3 cards, the Greater Line Walker, the Forbidden Lens, and the Cosmic Cyclone that I had set on my field to the deck in order to boost my Big Bird to 3,100 attack, and also see what my opponent was keeping in hand, because like, that's weird. Maybe it's a Maybe it's a white princess something. Turns out they are double Kite Raid and DD Crow. I'm like, you know what, I can still activate the skill, boost my guy, and still punch them for lethal, because they have 3,000 life points and you have a 6,000 attack bird. That's how you do it. That's what you get for playing Tachyon Dragon, by the way, in 2024. You get to lose to me playing a tier 4 or 5 deck. And last but not least, I would be remiss in my duties if I did not showcase a game against Star Seraph, the clear new best deck of this format. Tier 1, potentially tier 0. You've heard it here first, folks. Star Seraphs is the best deck in the game right now. So I get to go first. I've got a pretty decent I really have the Super Dustwalker, and I'm going to get to search the Ascator Dawnwalker as well, which is going to allow me to go into a Synchro 6 and a Synchro 8 of my choice. Get to activate the field spell, I get to keep both Thunder Dragons, pitch one for the Super Duskwalker, immediately go into Stardust Charge Warrior, because I still want to end on the Earthbound Immortal, even though I'm not going to be able to end rip my opponent in one because of the skill restriction. Get to draw a Forbidden Chalice, which is pretty cool. Get to summon the Ascator Dawnwalker, and if I end Ascator, go into Cyber Slash RP Lady. The ranked options in this deck have chosen, well, most people have chosen to play more rank 6 than rank 8, but Cyber Slash RP Lady is probably still the best one of them, especially because you can just choose to activate this whenever, and you have to resolve its effect right away. You can just flip it face up, use it to bounce with Cyber Slash Lady RP Lady, and then pop a card later on. It's pretty cool. I'm going to get to summon the Greater Line Walker here. I'm going to put it to the right so that my big bird goes at the front and center. Tribute the Stardust Charge Warrior, and then summon the Big Bird once more. This is the third time you've seen this animation today. I don't think anyone has seen this animation 3 times, let alone 3 times in a single day. Isn't that insane? My opponent's life points are going to become 3,000, then I'm going to boost my Big Bird so it's not completely useless, set the Chalice and the Ultimate of an Immortal, and pass. My opponent is going to activate Star Seraphs Scepter, immediately normal summoning it. I'm going to Forbidden Chalice it. I think in retrospect that was maybe a mistake, maybe I should have kept it for something more consequential. They're going to activate the Sovereignty in hand that they already drew, and they're going to draw with it a Scout that they're going to then summon. Right now I'm thinking, you know what, I don't want them being able to do some strong shit, so I'm just going to activate the Ultimate of an Immortal and pop the Scout that you just summoned. I didn't use the Cyber Slash RP Lady, which probably was a mistake, because they can just use the skill in order to replace the otherwise useless Sovereignty with a much more useful Star Seraph Sage that can both be used as material for a 2-mana Xyz monster, also just special something from hand. In this case, a second Star Seraph Scepter, because this card is not a once per turn for some reason. Then they're going to go into Satellite Deltaros, which is going to activate double Scepter's effect that I can't do anything about because of the restriction on Deltaros. This is pretty obscene, this is pretty powerful. They're going to pop the Greater Line Walker, and also they drew 2 cards. One of which was presumably a Star Seraph that they can summon with the skill, and then just flip face up, flip the other Star Seraph that they got with the skill face up. They can go into any rank 4 of their choosing, and they're going to go for a Abyss Dweller, and this is pretty much just lethal on board. They also drew 2 more cards that they can set just in case this duel wasn't completely over already. So that's the end of the game. That's the end of the game. Could have played this one better, probably, but I think that this is a losing matchup for you, because Star Seraphs in general are just a losing matchup. Not being able to respond to the Deltaros summon like a Forbidden Chalice is something, which also gets them the ability to pop as many cards on the field as they use Scepters as material and draw that many cards. Is a little bit busted. All in all, this is still a meme tier deck, but it's a playable meme tier deck, which is sort of a miracle, given that we're talking about Earthbound Immortals, very specifically an archetype that was probably never designed with the intention of being remotely playable in the first place, which I think is kind of funny. This certainly can cog, I mean pretty much anything can cog, but I don't think you're going to see this deck on the tier list anytime soon. It is fun to punch your opponent with a big bird every now and then, but also this deck's limitations are very clear, and you know, lesser powered decks don't tend to perform all too well when the top of the rung is dominated by completely obscene decks. So yeah, this were the Earthbound Immortals. What do you think of the deck? Make sure to let me know. And if you're looking into getting into the new mini box just for this deck, don't. This will be it for the video. Thank you for watching. I would especially like to thank Dingus, Oddishboy Zero, Jimmy, Zinnia, and 2 anonymous coffee donors for their generous donations. I've finally invested into a second fan that was also a, I don't know how to say it in English, but you can put water in it and it makes the air fresher. I don't know how to explain it. The weather has been like cooler lately, so my cats are doing just fine. And Yumi remember what it's like to drink, which is something that she wasn't doing for some reason. So that's nice. Thank you once again for your donation. It means a lot to me. If you would like to donate, there is a link to my Ko-fi in the description of this video. Thank you one more time for watching. Make sure to like this video, comment something quirky and funny on it so that I can have a good laugh at your comment, but not in a mean way, and share this video with all of your friends or enemies or anyone that plays Duel Links, I guess. I will see you all next time, presumably with a better deck.